What's up, Pisces? How y'all doing? We're going to take a little look and see what's going on with y'all in regards to career and finance for March and let's say April 2025. Sorry it took me so long to get to y'all's, but it's been a busy month, man. Busy month. So, for those of you who are in need of a personal reading, the information is in the description of the video. And speaking of career and finance, got about a week and some change, and my course on manifesting financial abundance is going bye-bye. Okay? Now, keep in mind, you know that I told you that this is an important course because it has some special information in it. The quantum physics and science behind how manifestation works. And I don't have that information in any other course that I have in my school. I have a good little handful of courses in my school, and this particular course is the only one that has that information. I do have a new course that I've been cooking up in my mind for the past month or two, and I might drop that information in there too, because it is important information. It's not just for career and finance. But it's just that that's what most people, when they start trying to manifest, most people are trying to learn how to manifest money. So that's why I dropped that information in there. If you're new to the manifestation path and, I don't know, you're not really all that serious about it, you like to play around with it every now and then, that information, it might not be that important to you. It's important to know, period. But I mainly put it in there for the people who have been on the path for years and years, trying your ass off to manifest shit, and you just can't really figure out how to make it work to its full capacity. You know, you hear all these people talking about manifesting big life-changing things, and you just can't quite get it to work the way you want it. And you want to know what it is that's missing. What is it that everybody else knows that you don't? Well, I promise you that information will help you figure it out. You don't have to know the science and quantum physics behind it. I would argue that most of the people who figure out how to manifest, they probably don't even understand the science and quantum physics behind it. But there's some people that need to understand how it works in order to make it work for them. So that's why I put that information in that course. So April 1st, that course is going bye-bye. So not sure when I'm going to be breaking that back out again. The link for that is in the description. All right, y'all, let's jump into this. Thanks for being patient while I babble. I want to start this off and see what's going on with those of you who are currently employed. Let's get a general energetic overview for currently employed Pisces. And like March and April. Let's see how things are looking generally. Promotions, layoffs, anything? Finding a new job, getting another job. Woo, look at that though. Got that 10 of Pentacles though. Huh, hang on. That's an interesting energy to jump out for the currently employed. That's interesting. Ace of Cups reversed. This kind of feel, and I don't normally say shit like this. I really don't. I don't normally say this kind of shit. But this kind of feels like unexpected financial blessings somehow, some way. Like something that comes from out of left field. For some of you, it may even come after something bad that happens. So, but regardless, I'm thinking this is something unexpected. You know, y'all know that we're going through some crazy financial stuff in the world right now. I've been talking about it for 2 fucking years. Finally, we're starting to see it. Finally. And for a lot of people, there's going to be unexpected financial blessings that happen. For some people, there will be some scary stuff that happens, but we don't need to dig into all that. I'm thinking there's going to be some kind of unexpected financial blessings come that probably has nothing to do with your job. Honestly. Or at least nothing to do with it in the way that you would think, you know? And it would be something from totally out of left field that takes you by surprise. Hey, in the world that we're in today, don't be surprised if you wake up and see a big old fat chunk of money stuck in your bank. In the world we live in today, I'm honestly feeling like that's going to happen for a lot of you, dude. If you're new to my channel or new to my style, I don't just say shit like that. I'm not one of those readers that sprinkles sugar on the readings and blows all this colorful smoke up your ass. You know, I don't play that game. I read what comes through. People get pissed off at me all the time. There's people that write hit pieces about me. They think I'm the biggest asshole on the internet. I don't give a fuck. I read what comes through. Nothing more, nothing less. So when I say that, trust me, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. I think there's going to be a good handful of you that in the next couple of months, you end up with some unexpected financial blessings. So for those of you who are out looking for another job, I don't think that's really going to be necessary during this time. I don't think so. I don't think so. This is interesting. This is weird. I'm thinking that life is going to take some very unexpected twists and turns for you. I think so. Let's get some general advice. General advice for currently employed Pisces. Hang on, y'all. I'm going to turn my fan on real quick. Hold up. All right. 7 of Wands. Man, got that 8 of Coins, though. Okay. Well, how about this? Man, this advice is always so slippery, dude. 7 of Cups, 2 of Swords. So, for those of you looking for something new or looking for something different or trying to change things up or whatever it is that you're trying to do. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Don't try too hard to force anything right now. Now is not the time, especially in March. And even in the first couple of weeks of April, where some of these retrogrades from the month of March are still rolling into a couple of weeks of April, don't try too hard to force anything. Okay? Don't do that. There's nothing wrong with going out and keeping your options open. I would recommend stepping out of your comfort zone and exploring options that you've never considered before. Or maybe fuck around and explore some options that you don't even think is possible. Step out of your comfort zone. Start looking in places that you've never looked. Start looking in places that you never thought you could look. But don't try too hard to force anything right now. Everything is rolling exactly the way it's supposed to roll. So here's the analogy I'll always give my personal clients. It's not uncommon at all for somebody to come to me for a reading and say something like, I'm having such a hard time finding a job right now. I've filled out 50 applications in the last month and nobody's calling me back. I'll tell them this. There's an analogy that I like to use, and I call it knocking on doors. My OG followers, you've heard me say this a million times. Knocking on doors. Every time you take action towards something, that's a knock on a door. Now, this is a metaphor. I have had people who, when I say that, they think that I'm telling them to literally knock on physical doors. This is a metaphor. The proverbial metaphorical door. So let's say you apply for a job. That's a knock on the door. Okay? And you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and then you give them a call. Yo, I just put in an application 2 weeks ago and I wanted to check on the status. That's another knock. Oh, yeah, okay, well, the manager is out at another store right now and, they'll be back Monday. I'll take your name down and whoop whoop, they should call you Monday before 2 o'clock. So Monday rolls around, now it's 3 p.m. Bring! Knocking on that door again. You've already knocked on that door 3 fucking times and it didn't open. Okay. All right, universe, dude. I've knocked on that door 3 times. The universe sees what you want. The universe knows you're trying to make your way through that door. The universe ain't stupid. If that's your door, it will open. Now, I know some of you, when you hear that, it's going to give you some mixed feelings because if you're anything like me, I was raised really old school. I was raised by my grandparents. And I was raised with that old philosophy that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You got to keep calling them and keep bugging them and be persistent. And, that old 3D way of doing things. And there was nothing wrong with that back in the 60s and the 50s when the planet was at the lowest vibrations of 3D that it's ever been. Back in the 50s and 60s. Yeah, that's the way you did things back then. The long-term humans had worked forever to get the vibrations down that low. So yeah, you wanted to bulldoze through everything and work hard. And that's the way you did things back then, with force, with brute force. The vibrations of the planet aren't that low anymore. You don't want to kick a fucking door down in 2025. Yeah. Do what you want. Just saying. If you kick a fucking door down that the universe ain't trying to open for you, you're going to find out real quick. Real fucking quick. Why the universe wasn't opening that door for you. Real fucking quick. So if you're walking down the metaphorical corridor, knocking on every fucking door and nothing is opening, at some point, and where that point is totally up to you. But at some point, step back and say, well, okay then. I'm guessing that this is where the universe wants me. All right, universe, dude. I'm guessing that do you want me here? I don't know why, but okay. I've done everything that I possibly can. I've tried everything. I've knocked on every door. I'm out of options. Now it's up to you, universe. When it's time for my door to open, I'm trusting that you'll point me to it and guide me through it. And step back and relax. I'm not saying be lazy and don't do nothing. I'm saying don't do too much and don't try to force it. You see what I'm saying? All right. Now, let's see what's going on with the Pisces who are currently self-employed. Self-employed Pisces. Now, this is not for those of you wanting to become self-employed. I'm doing that one next. Not for those of you waiting for the time to be right. This is for my Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Pisces friends and family who are CEOs. Entrepreneurs, LLC owners, sole proprietor, all that good stuff. You own and operate your own entity and you are in control of your own income. So, let's see. Let's see how it's looking. Self-employed Pisces. 10 of Pentacles again, bro. Look at that. 10 of Pentacles again. Maybe more unexpected blessings. Holy shit, man. Probably going to rain on my Pisces family. Unexpectedly, too. Yeah. Yeah, so some of you have a couple of choices of paths that you can take. If you're not aware of it yet, it's coming. You're going to have some kind of choice to make. Path A or path B. And I'm seeing a lot of you struggling to make that decision. And if you sit and wait for too long, and again, what are the two choices? I don't know. It's not even giving me a crumb of information as to what that could be. Maybe the choice to start this new business opportunity on your own, or partner with somebody and start this business opportunity. You know, some kind of choice is coming up. If you don't make a decision will be made for you. The universe will put its divine boot on your ass and shove you down one of the paths. Doesn't matter which one you pick, honestly. When the Two of Wands comes up like that, it doesn't matter which one you pick, because both paths are going to wrap back around to the same point later on down the line. But either way, unexpected blessings coming in. And it might be right when you think that everything is just, you know, you're about to give up. You're just like, all right, well, fuck it then, man. I don't know what's going on. Business has been slowing down. It's just not picking up the way I want it to. You know, no matter what I try to do, my sales never increase. It's like the universe has a cap on my fucking sales, dude. All right, fine, fuck it, whatever. Next thing you know, boom. There's going to be lots of unexpected blessings coming up for a lot of people. And I'm getting that a lot of you are going to be some of the first ones to experience it. You're not going to be the only ones. The next couple of years is going to be filled with unexpected blessings for everybody. Between now and 2030, oh shit, you watch. Oh, you fucking watch. But a lot of you, it's coming through. This is the first reading of all the signs that I've seen this message. I'm not going to lie. Of all the other finance readings I've done, you're last, Pisces. So I've already done all the other signs. You're the last reading. I've not seen this message come through for anybody else. And this is the only one that this has come through for. So, okay. I don't have much else to say about that. Okay, whatever. Let's get some general advice, I guess. General advice. General advice. Ooh, okay. All right. So, where do I even start with this? We're going to have to start changing our perspective when it comes to doing business, because this world is changing. This world is changing big time. Now, you're going to make this change one way or the other, but it would be nice if you were ahead of the curve and at least started entertaining the idea. When it comes to business, and this is going to sound so fucking crazy. You're going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? Don't make decisions based on money. We're going to be moving into a world where the decisions you make in regards to business ain't going to have nothing to fucking do with money. We're moving out of that world and out of that system. And to a lot of people, that's incomprehensible. Because all you've ever known, all I've ever known, all our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents have ever known is money, 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 money. More money, more money, more money. What's worth the most? What investment do I need to invest in? How much money is this going to be worth? How much money, 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 money? We're moving out of that world. We're moving out of that world. In the next 5 years, how much something's worth is going to be the last thing on your mind. How much money you have in the bank is going to be the last thing you need to fucking worry about. And I know, it's like, well, then how the fuck, what's life going to be like then? Couldn't imagine a world where money is not important. I know, we're moving into a fucking world that is unimaginable. Anyway, I'm not going to dig that up. You'll see. But start playing around so what am I getting at here? What I'm getting at is you have a couple of choices to make, right? I can add this stream of income by myself, or I can partner with this person and add this stream of income. This one makes more money, but god damn it, that looks like a fucking headache. This one doesn't make as much money, but it looks fucking fun as hell. You know, most people would pick the headache. 99% of people, if given the chance or given the choice between two jobs, one that makes $1 million a year, that is a fucking migraine, and one that pays $100,000 a year, that's your dream job. You know, most people would choose the migraine over their dream job just so they're making $1 million a year. That's how brainwashed we've been. We're moving out of that world. Start at least playing with the idea of what it would be like to make a decision not based on money, but based on passion and love. Like, no, this is what I fucking love to do, dude. I love doing this shit. I would rather make $100,000 a year doing something that I love than make $1 million a year giving myself a fucking migraine. That, again, that way of thinking is incomprehensible to most people. But that's the world we're moving into, y'all. It's the world we're moving into. Promise you that. I know a lot of you think that I'm full of shit. I'm a dumbass. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's okay. Think that all you want. You'll see. Watch. So, at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter which choice you take or which choice you make, which path you take. It don't matter. It's going to loop back around to the same point anyway later on down the line. So if you choose the $1 million over the migraine, just stock up on aspirin, I guess. You'll see. All right. Now I'm seeing what's going on with the Pisces who are wanting to replace their day job, taking action towards it. Those of you taking action towards becoming self-employed. Not waiting for the time to be right. Not trying to come up with the right idea. You're fucking doing it. You're taking action. You're building your website. You're partnering with companies. You're promoting products. Whatever it is that you're doing. You're putting videos and content on your social media platforms, you know. Let's see how it's looking for you. Ooh, 10 of Cups, though. Empress reversed, Emperor reversed. Uh-oh, 10 of Pentacles again, but it's reversed this time. Oh, man, dog. Well, why is that? Okay, we got the Page of Pentacles here. So you're seeing some movement, but just not the movement that you want. Exactly. Some of you are really feeling like you put forth a lot of fucking work and effort, and it's just not quite getting up off the ground the way you want it to. Just to let you know, this exact same message comes through for 90% of the signs. That this is an incredibly common message to come through for this part of the reading. Normal part of the path, normal part of the process. Totally, completely normal. But some of you also, too, I'm kind of getting here that some of you may be trying to take on too much. I know that's not all of you. But there's a few of you taking on a little bit too much, trying to do a little bit too much at once. And I get that. That's really, really easy to fall into that. Really easy to fall into that, you know, where you partnered with this company to promote their product. So you're trying to promote their product on your Instagram. And then you became an Amazon affiliate over here. So you're building a website to try to get some commissions off of Amazon sales over here. Then you started a YouTube channel over here, so you're making videos for your YouTube channel over here. Then you're starting a TikTok over here, so you're making videos for a TikTok channel that has something to do with nothing to do with anything that's on your YouTube channel, you know, and it just way too many all at once. And I get it, man. I totally get it. I get it. It's really easy to fall into that. Just kind of hoping that one of them pops off. You got to be careful with that. You got to be real careful with that because you're going to stretch yourself too thin. You know, where if you gave yourself more time and energy to dump into the one that you're actually passionate about, you would increase your chances of that popping off. But if you stretch yourself too thin like that, you don't have the bandwidth and the energy to dump all of your energy into all of these opportunities at once. Again, I know that's not all of you, but I know it's a couple of you. But you're seeing a little bit of action, though. A little bit. A little bit, but you feel like you've done so much work and you're just not seeing the results that you want. Again, if I remember correctly, I think that came through for every fucking sign. There may have been one sign that didn't get this message. But I'm like 98% sure this exact same message came through for every sign. That's very fucking normal. I don't know any self-employed person that didn't go through that. Personally, I'm not saying that it never happens, but 99% of the time, you're not going to go from making minimum wage to making six figures as soon as you start your first online business. Again, every now and then you hear of it happening, but those results are not typical. A lot of people that pretend that they did that on the internet are full of shit. Full of fucking shit. Every single self-employed person I've ever met went through a long, drawn-out, pain in the ass, annoying fucking process. You know, even me, I did too. I went through a year and a half, almost 2 years of building businesses and then it would crash and burn. Build a business and it would crash and burn. Build a business and it would crash and burn. And I'd build a business and it would crash and burn. You know how this happened? By accident. By accident. I was taking a break from it. I was like, all right, fuck it, man. God damn, I've been trying to build a business for 2.5 years. I'm going to take a break from it and just regroup. In the meantime, I'm going to find something to do to occupy my time. And that's when I started flipping tarot cards. I'll be goddamned, I didn't think in a gazillion fucking years that this was going to be my business. This was an accident. But I've never met anybody that doesn't have some kind of similar story to that. Everybody's path is a little bit different. Everybody's story is a little bit different, but it's always along those same lines. Always. And for those of you who purchased the course, Manifesting Financial Abundance, and you see the science and quantum physics behind how manifestation works, it'll make sense as to why that happens that way. And I knew what was happening when it happened because I know the quantum physics of manifestation. So when my tarot business blew up unexpectedly, when that's not what I was thinking about, for those of you who watched the course, I was like, oh shit, no, I don't want to be a career tarot reader. No, that's not what I want to do. It was funny, man. Funny to look back on. But, you know, that's the way it works, dude. Let's get some general advice. General advice for Pisces taking action towards becoming self-employed. Hey, King of Pentacles reversed. Boom. Well, yeah, okay. Another bit of advice that comes through for lots of people. First of all, monitor your vibration. But don't drive yourself nuts trying to figure that out. That'll come with time. This is kind of something that you kind of have to go through. You kind of have to. You can't really cut corners. Because the things that you're going through right now are teaching you very valuable lessons that you're going to need to know when the universe finally does hand you your blessing. Because if you don't go through these challenges, if you don't go through these obstacles, if you don't gain this wisdom that you're gaining right now, if the universe was to hand you your blessings, you would sabotage it. You wouldn't know how to handle it. And I know that sounds annoying to hear that. I know. Because we all think that we know exactly what we would do. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have no idea what it's going to be like. No idea. Being your own boss, boy, I'm going to tell you what. Being your own boss, that's on a whole nother level, dude. Totally different level. Nobody tells you. You know, when we talk about manifesting something like that, we talk about the lead up to it. But then after you get it, nobody talks about that part. Then what? Nobody talks about maintaining your manifestation. That's a whole other ball game. Then you start building your whole livelihood around this business. And everything depends on it. Your food, your rent, your gas, your electric, your car insurance, everything starts depending on this business that you built. Well, it's going to be just like any other fucking job. You're going to wake up one Wednesday morning and not feel like doing shit. Man, fuck that. I don't feel like doing nothing, man. I'm going to sleep in today. But if I do that, my check is going to be short. My electric bill's not going to get paid. God damn it, I'm tired though. And you ain't got nobody telling you got to work. Maybe you didn't get any sleep. Maybe you were sick the night before. Oh, how about that one? How about when you get sick? Nobody prepares you for that. Yeah, you can call into work. Ain't nobody going to penalize you for it. Ain't nobody yelling at you for it. You don't have to work if you don't want. There is not a single fucking soul on the face of this earth telling you what you have to do. What are you going to do? You got to get your ass up and fucking work. It don't fucking matter. Your bills don't give a fuck if you sick. And when you ain't got nobody barking at you, telling you what you have to do, nobody motivating you, nobody pushing you, and you got to push yourself, when you can barely fucking stand up, when you didn't sleep last night, oh my Jesus Christ almighty. That's a whole other fucking level of motivation. There's a lot that goes into it. You know, that's just one little example. But there's a lot of things that you're learning right now. Lots of little bits of wisdom and knowledge that you're gaining that you're going to have by the time the universe gives you your blessings, or you'll sabotage it. You won't know how to handle it. I'm going to tell you, it's a whole other world. A whole other world. Being self-employed is... If you go from being employed to being self-employed, that's going to turn you into a different person. Turn you into a completely different person. You won't look at anything the same. Nothing. Okay? So, I know this is annoying advice, but don't abandon the path. Stay on it. Keep getting up. Every time you fall down, get back up. There's nothing wrong with taking a break sometimes, but don't abandon the path. Don't abandon it. Don't give up. It's coming. Only once the universe feels like you've learned everything you needed to learn, that's when the universe will hand you your blessings, because that's when you'll be able to handle it. All right? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Pisces family needed to hear, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, the information for personal readings is in the description. And tomorrow, Sunday, is going to be our next round of the weekly live $25 readings. So you can pre-order anytime on my website. They're read in the order of which they come in every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. All the other information for everything else that I have to offer is right there on my website, tarotwithrich.com. The link is right down there in the description. All right, y'all, I'm out of here now. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.